render a few words of reflection for Mother's Day. Y'all bear with me. I don't do this a lot. So. But I just wanted to say again, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, mother figures, aunties, dads playing the part as a mother, everybody who steps into that role as a mother. A mother is a term that can be very broad. It's not just somebody who had a child, but a mother is so much more than that. And I'm going to start by reading Isaiah 66:13, and it says, "As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you." In this scripture, God is reassuring the Israelites of his love for them. What amazes me is that God likened his love for them as to the love of a mother for her child. A mother's love is one of the purest reflections of God's heart. The tenderness, protection, patience, and comfort she gives her child are all rooted in the love of God that he first pours into her. Now we ask the question, does everyone get to experience a mother's love? And the answer to that is unfortunately not. When we think of mothers or women in general, everyone wants to be considered as the biblical Proverbs 31 woman, in which we have First Lady read that scripture about the virtuous Proverbs 31 woman. She's industrious, she serves her family, she cares for the vulnerable, and she manages her life with strength and dignity. That's ideal, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. Some of us are a work in progress, some more so than others. I can personally say that there's days that I struggle. At times, sometimes the hardest thing for me to do is to even just get out of bed. But I persist through the body aches, the mental turmoil, the confusion, the pain. I did have 3 children, and it's because of God's grace and them that I'm still alive today. It's because of them that I couldn't give up on myself. Now, not every woman that bears a child will have a motherly instinct, a maternal instinct. Just like not every woman who doesn't have a child does not have a motherly instinct. Then we move on into Isaiah 49:15, and it reads, "Can a mother forget the baby at her breast and have no compassion on the child she has born? Though she may forget, I will not forget." Now let's ask that question again with an answer. Can a mother forget the baby at her breast and have no compassion on the child that she has born? And the answer to that is yes, she can. We've seen it time and time again. It happens every day. But God said in that second part, what does that second part say? Though she may forget, I will not forget you. This is just confirmation that God's love for us, his children, surpasses even that, what would be considered the strongest human bond, a mother and her child. But we have to understand that even those that lack the love of a mother still have the honor and privilege of being loved by God, the most complete and highest form of love anyone could ever receive. He said himself that he will comfort us. Just as God declared his deep love and comfort for Jerusalem, a mother lovingly nurtures her children through that same divine compassion. Her ability to love so deeply comes from loving God first. His love teaches her how to care, comfort, and guide those entrusted to her. A woman lacking love for God will lack love for herself and everyone around her. It's important to know that when we struggle to be the best mother, father, sister, brother, husband, wife, child, or whatever title you wear, it's at that time that you have to remind yourself of God's deep and unwavering love for you, his child. He said it time and time again. Psalms 37:23 says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and takes delight in his way." This means that God takes delight in guiding us when our hearts are content on being a better person. Even when we stumble or fall, we can have comfort knowing that he's there for us, and a moment of weakness does not mean that we are completely destroyed. And we have the ability to be better parents and better people in general because of the love of God has for us first. So to all the mothers, mother figures, everyone who plays a role in a child's life, I want you to understand that it won't always be easy to be the best version of ourselves that your child or the children in your life need to see. But don't forget that God is the example, the ultimate source that we need to follow to be better human beings. Not perfect, but better. And I say all of that to say this. I am a mother. I stand here today. I cannot say I'm 100% a Proverbs 31 woman, but that's the goal. I'm just being honest. That's the goal. I struggle. You know, I have things that I deal with. I have 3 children, and people think, oh, when your children get older, you don't have anything to worry about. This is the time that you really start worrying. I'm on the phone. I'm looking at the iPhone. I'm checking locations. I'm on a brand new Facebook page seeing if the green light on. How many hours ago was the green light on? He's been offline for like 5 hours. What's going on? I don't want to keep calling him and stressing him out. I'm watching Sean all day to see where he is. I'm looking at AJ all day. Every time the car moves, I'm moving with it. Like, what street is this in? What side of town they on? It's very stressful. Even as they become older, you constantly worry about them. But at the end of the day, I said, I have to take it easy on myself. Because I'm constantly worrying about these children who are grown. And I just have to entrust that God saw me this far to raise them from tiny little babies up until now that they're taller than me, that He kept them this long, that He will continue to keep them. And the point is, but God, through the times where I thought I didn't want to live, but God, you know, He kept me. Suicidal thoughts, times where I just wanted to give up, walk out on my children. And I'm being 100% honest. I can't sit here and say I never ever thought about being selfish and say, you know what, Trice, you got 3 kids, you're struggling. It's hard. It's hard. But I thank God for keeping me, for keeping them. And there goes my oldest one. Thank you, Brandon. I'm so happy to see you this morning. I thank God for my 3 kids this morning, my 3 adult children. I thank God for bringing us so far. Nobody talks about how lonely it is when your kids are adults. I don't think that's mentioned enough. People say, oh, well, the empty nest syndrome when they all move out. But, you know, I still have 2 of my kids live with me, and I'm still experiencing the empty nest syndrome because they go to work. Some days, I told AJ yesterday, I said, like, dog Aaron, I haven't seen your face in like 2 days. Our lives move in parallel. You know, they doing their thing. They're in school, I'm at work. And, you know, it used to be where I could get them up on a Saturday morning. And we hop in the car, we find something free to do. And I was always looking online for something free to do, something fun and free. And we do different little things. And, you know, they was constantly with me. But I'm struggling, but I know that God will get me through the fact that I'm moving on to another level of my life, just as they're moving on to another level of their life. And I just pray that God continues to cover them and protect them in my absence, because I'm going to stop checking every couple seconds to see where they are. Because I know I can't worry like that, because I know God is ultimately in control. But this message was just to encourage someone, because when we think about mothers, everybody want to think, oh, so delightful, the Proverbs 31 woman, virtuous and kind, and everything is all rainbows and glitter. No, it's not. It's not. It's a lot come with motherhood. It's not easy, especially when you're doing it by yourself solely. But I just ask everybody to be wise in your decisions about having children and who you have it with. That ultimately makes a big difference as well. But I just want to encourage y'all this morning. These are my words of encouragement. And I will go back and read again, Isaiah 66:13. As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you. And that's God's promise to us, just like He promised the Israelites. And we are descendants, so that promise is for us as well. And happy Mother's Day again to everybody out there. We're not going to move